Hi, this is Jeff, and our next question is coming from Jerry. And Jerry has watched our video when we described how we renew a barrel's ability to add an oak flavor to the wine by inserting what we call interstaves. So if you've got a moment and can take a look at that video first and then come back to this one, some things that I mentioned here might be a little more clear. Jerry's question is, since using the oak slats in the barrels gives you better control of the flavor and aging process instead of oak barrels, why not just start by using oak slats in stainless? I would think that that would be less expensive over the long haul and give you even more product consistency. And Jerry, you're right. It would be much less expensive and you do get some control. However, adding oak flavor to a wine is not the only function of a barrel. And so a barrel will act as a storage vessel, and because they come in units of 69 gallons, whatever size lot we have can be put into a full vessel, and there's only one partial vessel in the end, unless you're lucky enough that it works out just right, that the last few drops fill that last barrel. Tanks are not the same. Tanks, you're always going to be dealing with headspaces and ullage that's difficult to manage and that can compromise the character and the flavor of the wine. So that's one aspect of a barrel. The second aspect of a barrel is they allow for evaporative concentration. After a year in a barrel, that 59 gallons isn't 59 gallons anymore. It's usually 57, sometimes 56. If it's a dry cellar, it might even be 55 or 54. What's happened is the wine is evaporated, what's evaporated is water and alcohol out through the wood. The color, the pigment, the flavor, the character, the acid of the wine remains inside the barrel. It doesn't evaporate, just the water and the alcohol. And so what you're doing is you're concentrating the wine by letting it sit in the barrel. And you don't get that in a stainless steel tank. Then the other thing is inside of a barrel, if you look at the surface of a barrel of the wood under a microscope, it almost looks like the Grand Canyon. There's lots of contours and nooks and crannies and valleys and gorges and whatnot. And that's where yeast likes to settle. When it's done with its job and it clarifies much more rapidly in a barrel than it does on a slick-walled stainless steel tank, where if you look at it microscopically, it's flat as the plains of Kansas, there's just no undulations to it, and the yeast stay in suspension longer, and that creates a flavor difference. Then also, the oxidation of a wine, the slow interaction of atmospheric gas and the wine itself. Usually it's seeping in through the crows, through the seams of the barrel. But a barrel allows for a very slow, I want to say it's like 1 milligram of oxygen per liter per month is how much a typical barrel allows into the wine. So there's a lot of things going on in a barrel, and a barrel has a lot of functions other than just adding the flavor. So, you're right, putting the slats in a stainless steel tank is a very good idea, and we do it. We use it when we make our red table wine, the 1448. To hasten the clarification, we filter the wine before it goes into the stainless steel. There's a system called micro-oxygenation, where we can add small, very precise, teeny measures of oxygen to that wine to help soften it and to give it barrel-aged character. And then, if you wish, there's a system or a method called reverse osmosis, which is just an ultra-tight filter, where the only thing that goes through the filter is water and ethanol. Same thing as evaporating out of the barrel. So yes, there are methods that we can use in stainless steel to mimic that of a barrel. They're getting better and they're getting closer all the time. They're just not there. And for us making think last year we made 54 different lots of wine. Now, 54 stainless steel tanks outside of all different sizes is just logistically a nightmare. When we can have 800 barrels and we carve off 17 for this lot and 13 for that and 27 for that and 112 for that. So it's a combination of a lot of different things why we still use barrels, but they're more traditional, they work better for us, and we don't have a notion of stainless steel. But it was good thinking on your part, and we do use that technique, just not for the premium wines. Thanks.